like dictatorships, right? Because like I don't know, like okay, so there's this whole fascination about leadership, right, that I have, right? Because um I believe I've been called in a position to lead, whether that's going to be leading my family, whether that's going to be leading this channel, whether that's going to be leading whatever it is, right? Whatever God's purpose is for me to lead. But with that, I feel like then it's better if I inform myself beforehand, right? That okay, there's this type of leadership styles and this, that, and the third. This is what works. But then I found a fascination with dictatorships, right? Because ultimately, dictatorships make you God, essentially, right? And of course, the main example we're gonna speak about is North Korea. I mean, that is legit. But there was Turkey. Turkey, what Miss Stan? You know, one of those Stan countries. Yeah, it's in Asia, Middle East. I think. I think it's in the Middle East around there. But either way, that was also considered one of the more harsher dictatorships, like regimes, I guess. But either way, the most famous one is North Korea, and I feel like North Korea is the true definition of why we need God. Firstly, let's start there. Let's start there. Shout out to J-Man. It's been a minute. Either way, so North Korea's thing is self-reliance, right? That's their motto. That's what they program by. They're supposed to be reliable on themselves. But God has not brought us in this world to be an island and to not, branch out and have relationship. And that's literally like it goes against like fundamentals of human society and its beginnings, like, and how human society is being. That's why we had tribes. Like, either way, that's besides the point. But self-reliance ultimately means that you just gonna rely on yourself, your understanding, your what, right? And self-reliance, not only this is crazy, but not only is it a thing that we see in North Korea and in a dictatorship, but it's also a thing we see in the life of an atheist, in the life of people who believe there's no God, who that kind of thing. So they believe they in themselves are God or have quote unquote God within them. I've heard so many times of this argument, which the simplest way though to break that down, like obviously we all have God in us, like the Holy Spirit, that's God. He's in us. Either way, that is, but now the argument of we are part God, right, is what they trying to lead in. When someone says something but means something different, but they will word it in a so essentially what they saying is you are a part of God, like, or you like God is like, like God is, if God is within you, then you become a part of God. So it kind of gives them the moral high ground, I guess, to make decisions that they see are morally right, quote unquote. But it's just you know what it is, ne? It's trying to escape. That's all it is, right? It's trying to escape the true, the truth, basically, but not even trying to escape. Like, okay, I can't formulate this and put it properly, right? But basically, it's like you're trying to run away from the truth, but you are trying to use logic to justify, so that when you live in the wickedness or live in your own moral life where you are God, then it can be justified in your human mind, right? And ultimately, it's one of the dumbest things we could do. But either way, hey man, everyone makes decisions. Dumb half the time, okay half the time, and it is what it is. I'm the same way. Now the problem is we're all the same way. That's the problem, right? That's where the problem begins. That's where the problem begins. It's like we are all the same. Whether you think God exists or God doesn't exist, whether you think God is what's that, the mysticism, what do they call it, no, when they teach, either way, whatever you think God is, you think God is the trees, you think God is the stars, you think God is, no matter what. Well, my point is, you see the point. You see the point. Okay, someone knows how to do that impression even better. But shout out to you, J Dog. You know, that's, hey guys, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. But what I'm saying is, we're all the same. All right. Whether you believe God exists, whether you believe God doesn't exist, whether you believe God is the plants, whether you believe God is the cup, whether you believe God is the phone, whether you believe God is the money, whether you believe God, whatever you believe, however, you're still human, you still fall short of the grace of God. That's basic. All of us have that. All of us are human and all of us fall short. No matter what. And even if you don't believe in biblical rules or whatever, but when you fall short, you feel bad. So ultimately, you still get convicted. That's the thing. Like, whether, like, the thing is, whether you like, you believe or you don't believe, when you kill someone, you're going to feel bad. You're going to feel some type of way. Whether you know or don't know, whether you know that this is morally right or you don't know this is morally right, but once it's done, you get convicted. Why? You feel guilt. That's your conscience being there like, yo, bro, you just messed up. You know, you just messed up, because all of us have the Holy Spirit within us, right? So we all, no matter what, we can try silence it. That's the best we can do, is just make sure that we don't hear the voice of God, even though he continues to live within you. But either way, that's besides the point. But all of us need Jesus. You know, we all fall short. We all feel it when we fall short. We all human. Like this, like, bro, we all need Jesus. That's one thing we all have in common. We all need Jesus. And listen.